What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. And shout out to Shiro, my queen. I told you so. I don't have a lot of time. Today is Friday, and I have to get ready for the mosque. But I said to you what this was going to be. Last evening when I got home, I was over at Uncle's because he got a new phone and he needed me to do the settings and so forth. And of course, CNN and MSNBC is all he watches all day. And at one point they were talking about this damn trial, and I said, "Uncle, let me see your remote." And I paused it. I said, "You see this little fucker? This doesn't look like a kid that's in fear of losing his freedom. This looks like somebody who is observing a court proceeding that has nothing to do with him at all." And that's what I've noticed throughout. This is one of the reasons why it was so difficult for him, because white people are fake and without emotion. That's why he had to do all that blowing and puffing, trying to conjure tears when he was on the stand testifying. And I get the two trials conflated now, because I don't know if it's this one or the Ahmaud Arbery case, but you had these Negro-ass pastors that now want to show up, for what? For what? When we show up with AR-15s and on rooftops and everything else and show an intimidating presence, that's when you get the attention. You don't go down there dressed to the nines and, you a damn pastor, and that like that's supposed to mean something. That don't mean nothing. Nothing at all. That's why I've said to you, it's liberation and revolution, or I don't want shit to do with it. I just don't. Because I know what the prescription is. I've diagnosed the condition of African people. I did that for years, and many, 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 many people heard me. Nearly 5 million. Our condition lies with us now. And the irony, as I said in a previous piece on this little asshole, this really doesn't concern us so much, this Rittenhouse one, in its content, but its principle is of importance and value and necessary of our attention, because nobody black was killed by this little fucker. Nobody black was injured by him. So I really don't care. Even the first dude he killed was a Zionist, Rosenbaum. So I don't really have any sympathy there. But the merit, when in a circumstantial case of O.J. Simpson, white people are still pissed off that he was not convicted on just circumstance, no real evidence. But they will all tell you in their depraved, sick minds that there was a, quote, mountain of evidence. I'm still looking for this mountain. I've ran into Kilimanjaro. I accidentally ran into Rushmore, and there were some other things, but I just can't run into this mountain of evidence. I looked at Google Maps, just not finding the mountain of evidence that is being alleged by these things. But here you have 2 murders and an attempted murder, or a damn near murder, on video from every angle, from the ground to aerial drones to infrared to eyewitnesses to the actual victims themselves. It's not in dispute. And Rittenhouse trial, jury finds the fucker not guilty on all charges, bitch. Nothing to see here. But you'll recall, I think it was Alton Sterling. There was a protest, I think, in, I don't know what state it was. And one brother with an AR-15 on his back, not in his hand, on his back, carried properly, with the barrel facing towards the ground. There was all sorts of APBs and, they needed to know who this was. Well, it's time we get armed. I've been telling you that for years, because the only thing these people understand is violence and money, everybody. If you're not into violence, money, and power, you should just set your ass in the house and do nothing else the rest of your life. There's nothing for you to do, and you will not get any result in the society. Nice does not work. Peace, fuck peace. Non-violence is psychotic among beasts who only articulate violence. You're going to go to a chess tournament. I'm going to go to the chess tournament, but I'm not going to play chess. Then why are you in the building? I'm a fighter. I'm going to go to this boxing match, but I'm just going to stand in my corner and I'll just pray my opponent into my own victory. That's what we're doing. And I already told you, it's us and them. So they're really ass hurt that Chauvin was convicted. And for all we know, he may not even be behind bars. He may be somewhere on a beach. I put nothing past white people at all when it relates to anything, quite frankly. I was going to qualify it, but anything. No need to qualify. And now you have these 2 cases happening at the same time, this Rittenhouse fucker and the Ahmaud Arbery case. But I tell you, white people have a twisted psyche. And the moment you buy into this, that we're all the same, you just devalued your own real estate. The shack sitting in a mud swamp is not the same as the pristine mansion sitting on concrete foundation. It's not. Even Allah says to us in the Quran, is the blind man the same as the man who can see? We're not the same. And glory be to Allah that we are not like these entities, because they represent all that is evil and unrighteous and backwards in the society and on the earth. Not one count, not one. But I told you this, and I cited my evidence for it. I said to you, He's moving around the courtroom. He's able to look around in the gallery. There's no sheriffs just on him at all times, ready to pounce, you know. I never saw him look worried at all. Then there was the rulings from the judge, you know, on the various objections from counsel on both sides, but always biased towards something that would be in favor of the fucker, you know. Not that I needed it, but certainly one of the solidifying moments for me was when the guy whose arm was nearly blown completely off, they showed the pictures. I mean, I don't know why he still has his arm. That's a miracle. But when he was describing his own experience when he was on the stand, and he happened to just use the word, you know, because the fucker had just shot the person in front of him. They were asking him about they were showing him his own video, and there you are with your hands up, and he goes, you know, I mean, I had just saw the guy in front of me get murdered. Objection, said the white devils from defense counsel. There was nothing for the judge to say but overruled and sat your ass down. But no. It was, I'm going to ask the jury to leave. And then he qualified defense counsel's objection and then sustained it. Told the prosecutor and the witness, who's sitting up there now with, I'm sure under his jacket, scars from this nearly having his arm blown off, that he can't use that language, that's up for the jury to decide. Then they bring the jury back in, and he admonishes the jury that to strike that's for you to decide. And, you know, it's the sick white thinking. They make black into white and right into wrong, and wrong into right, most importantly. It's not about righteousness. I've told you, they're not capable of it. Not capable. Not capable. And why didn't the state object to the jury? Because they all agree. You cannot be fooled and seduced by white people doing anything. Oh, it's just a little old lady. She's 80. She's just doing her gardening. That's an evil bitch right there. And if she's 80, she's seen some cross burnings and was probably at some lynchings. There are no clean hands amongst these people, and we have to be clear about that. But when I was preaching revolution and liberation, I said to you, and oh, by the way, ironically, this fucker hadn't even gone through a trial if my people were doing what I said. You don't allow them to march with you. You shouldn't be out there marching any damn way. You understand? One of us gets killed, you go and you take out the person that did that. Give a fuck what their position is. That's what's righteous. The creator of the heavens and the earth says an eye for an eye. Because he, in his infinite, unexpressible, unimaginable to us as humans, wisdom, allows our little lowly asses to understand this concept. When somebody transgresses on you, you strike on their ass with all the fury you got. And guess what? They don't come back no more. Nobody ever pets a dog that bit them. I'll say it again. Nobody pets a dog that has bitten them. Nope. Get that dog away from me. It bit me. And these damn people are biting us every day. Why are you still grinning up in their face? Why are you still even defending them on any level at all? For anything, ever? Why? Why are you taking them as mates? You will never be loved. You know it your damn self. Unless you're completely fucked up. Then stay over there and you're not one of us. So that's fine. We don't recognize you, no way. We good. I don't need to read the details of this. I just don't need to. 'Cause for what? And I'm not here to waste your time or mine. Do the details really matter? We know the details. There he was picking his own jury. I always tell you, we always sitting around looking at what they did. They did this. They did that. They gonna do so. What the fuck are we going to do? African people, if you're not willing to kill and die, you've lost the battle. If you can't get to that, then you're done. I said to my nephew years ago, he was here visiting, and we were talking one day, and I said to him, what do you care about so much that you're willing to kill and die for it? And I said, before you answer, I don't expect you to answer that now, because I think he was only 16 at the time. It might have been when he was 9. I can't remember. I think it was 16. I said, I don't expect you to answer that now. But certainly within 5 years, you should have an answer for that. Not just for me, but for yourself. Because any male, certainly, that is ever going to earn manhood has to be able to define his passions and principles, boundaries, and expectations. This is one of the building blocks, one of the requisites, one of the many, many requisites to be able to call yourself a man. You got to have something that you are willing to kill and die for. Period. Otherwise, you're not a man. If you just one of these apologetic Negroes and let's just try and find a way and make peace, sat your ass down, and maybe you could just go join the alphabet community. Maybe you could just do that. Wear some heels and some chiffon or something, because that's fine. And, if we are not going to act, and we have every moral right, then the battle is won, and not by us. If this little fucker had been anybody with melanated skin, this would not be the outcome. We know that. And the fact that that is a fact, and that is a fact that is accepted, validates everything that I have ever said and am saying now. We got to have a response for shit. Like I say, for this one, not so much, because none of us was injured, and so what? My issue with this whole case is just that, it was precipitated by the shooting of Jacob Blake. And so the attempted murderer on Jacob Blake should be 6 feet under now. Should be 6 feet under. House leveled to dust. family either in witness protection or also 6 feet under or running for their lives. This is the state of the aggression upon us, but we're not acting like it's that state of emergency. We're just not acting like that. And being dared to be angry, being dared to be vengeful and desirous of vengeance. I don't live like that. I don't. I won't. I don't need to. But this sets us up for the Ahmaud Arbery thing, because black people by nature, we are rational. That's why you couldn't have black people on this jury, because that would mean ration comes in. The only reason why you have such things as double speak and what is it, fake news and all this, because white people are speaking. They're the arbiters and authors of these phenomena. So they're willing to believe some side rundown ass shit that makes no sense. They're willing to believe that. It's one of the reasons why America is the dumbest nation on earth, because they run it. That's why. That's why. This is not a mystery. It's not a fantasy. They saw the whole presentation of domestic violence in the O.J. Simpson case as an implication of the murder that happened many years after he and this white bitch were no longer together. That's the sick thinking that you're up against when you have white motherfuckers sitting over there in that box to judge you. So the collusion was in here. I listened to the arguments very closely in the Ahmaud Arbery murder, and it will be the same result. Because they've already taken too fucking long. How long does it take to know if you saw a murder or not? Oh, you have to take days if you're white people. I'm sorry. Strike that from the record, Your Honor. I'd like to redirect. I'm sorry. I'm out of line here. Because you're not allowed to have a victory. You're not allowed to have a victory. That's why they're dragging their ass on the 6th January storming of the fucking Capitol. Because they should get what they deserve, but you will get joy out of it. And they don't want that. We weren't even shot in this motherfucking case, but you will get joy out of it, and they don't want that. So this little fucker goes free. And then where is our militia to send death threats to him and to, stalk his mother and shit? Because that's the type of shit they do. That's what they do. Where's our shit? Where's our answer for that? Zimmerman is walking around. Why isn't he 6 feet under? Because we don't do shit. We don't. These motherfuckers out there making death threats and what was it? Somebody said I can't remember which case it was, but they were at her house and oh my God, what was it? I can't remember. Anyways, this was one of these cases or something recent. I can't remember now. And we got pastors. You don't allow these people near you, everybody. Certainly when you're on the battlefield. For all these people who go out there and feel like that they doing something when they marching and protesting, you should not have a single person near you that's not African. Because by default, they don't share your fucking struggle. And we don't need empathizers. If you empathize that fucking much, then you take your ass 6 blocks over and you raise hell on my behalf. You don't need to be over here. You understand? If Oprah wants to give me $1 million right now, and I feel like she does, that's something else. She doesn't need to call me. She has channels. She could find some way to give me my damn $1 million. You feel me? I don't need to be there for you to do something fantastic for me. I don't. Unless you're fitting me for yet another Armani suit. I don't want to get into that. You guys are bringing up things I'm not discussing, and I can't work like that. All right, so settle down. But I don't need to be there. I don't. And as I've said to you, you've not seen one single protest for anything populated only by white people that was on behalf of African people. But every time some shit jump off here, they little bitch ass come with their backpacks and their bullshit and their guns, and this is why you get fires and shootings, and because this is the savage beast. This is the violent demon on the planet. And when in Rome, you understand? You go into a boxing ring, the other guy's got boxing gloves on. You put on you some damn boxing gloves. You don't stand there going, well, it's not right to have on boxing gloves. Well, it don't make, two wrongs don't make a right. And fuck you, bitch. Die off. Like, just stop breathing now. Could you just stop? I'm over it. And for all of the riddle that I'm hearing in the Ahmaud Arbery case, certainly have one of the white devils testified. You think just as outrageous as he is and acting like he believes that shit and lying through his teeth, he represents them white jurors that's sitting over there watching it. They feel the same way. They think the same way, dude. Shit that's outrageous to us is not to them because of whatever they are. I only speak what I know to be the truth. Period. It's right in front of our face. This is not a mystery. There may be time. I don't know what this video is.
Back at it again. He's working with Law Dog. We just thought you was talking.
No, that doesn't look like anything. Well, let's see what this is.
The verdict, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of law enforcement here, and you will be whisked out of here if there is any, so just be aware.
Wait. Let me make sure it's loud enough. It's not enlarging. Why am I hearing phones ringing?
Hello? Would you go down, please? Yes. Thank you.
Ouch. Oh, my arm. Okay, I'm going to pause this because we're going to run out of time. Okay, I can't get it to enlarge, so we're just going to have to deal with this, y'all.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Also notice his attorneys are not standing with him. This is the verdict. Your attorneys ain't standing? They know something already. You just go ahead and stand, Kyle, so they can tell you good. Wait.
Information, Richard McGinnis.
Wait. We're going to run out of time.
The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, these your
Now all that
verdicts.
drama and dropping to the
Is there
ground, I'm
anyone who
over
does
it.
not agree with the verdict says
Anyways, we'll get more into this when I'm live, everybody, inshallah. But for now, the Jedi has spoken. I'll see you soon.